Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a video to talk about the new construction projects, town projects, and collectibles for Farming Simulator 25. If you guys have not pre-ordered the game, please do so using the link down below in the description. That does go to help support the channel at no additional cost to you, and it will include the Macdon pack as a pre-order bonus. But let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to read the blog post while probably a couple of trailers are playing on your screen, and then we'll talk about a couple of screenshots that we got with this blog post. Farmers who are particularly dedicated and involved in their town's communities will find a wealth of new building opportunities in Farming Simulator 25. Whether you just want to start a profitable side business or want to make a lasting mark on the region, let's take a look at some new construction projects. Make Nice Things is the next title here. It says, in addition to production chains where you produce bread or cakes in the bakery, flour in the grain mill, or canned goods in the soup factory, there are some very special repeatable constructions. Do you remember the piano maker from Zelanka? So we have here just a little bit of news information here. We know that a couple of production chains are returning. So we have canned goods from the soup factory. That was part of the premium expansion, and we know pianos are also returning as well. Moves on to say, not only will the artisan workshop for finely crafted pianos make a comeback and open branches outside its hometown Riverbend Springs or Hutan Pantai if you want to invest in their expansions to new territories, but there are other new businesses waiting for your involvement. And the next one is titled Historic Wagon Builder. We've seen photos of this before, and I'll show you guys this as we get into it here. It says, established in Riverbend Springs in 1904, Silver Shaft Wagon still produces some very fancy horse wagons, requiring wooden boards as well as fabrics and rope to build one wagon. The final product is one love letter to a craftsmanship and profitable for you. And we get some photos of that as well as we scroll down here. Then it says, Playground Maker. What's a town without a playground? And a playground without toys? Think of the kids. Then help to construct some wooden toy tractors for the local playground in Riverbend Springs by delivering planks and boards. Then we move down here. And I also should say, if I sound a little bit different, I am at a special event and I'm recording. I can't tell you where I'm at. And I'm recording this in my hotel room. So I'm trying my best with what I got. It says, make monuments. Moving on from there. Riverbend Springs and Hutan Pantai feature even bigger construction projects. Let's call them community projects. Big plans of the respective town to build something monumental. This requires way more time and effort. If your farming operation is not enough for you, and you as a farmer want to shape not only fields, but an entire town, this might be your end game. Riverbend Springs has the Playground Project. There's a rather big project by an absent toy maker who doesn't tend to finish his big projects himself, but needs some help. He doesn't stop at toy tractors, but his architectural magnum opus is something else. Grandpa Walter and Noah can tell you more about the actual intention of the project. Now, we obviously know who Grandpa Walter is. That's one of the new NPCs. I'm assuming Noah will be the same thing, but we don't know anything about Noah yet. And then it says, under construction, nothing to see here yet, below one of the screenshots. Emotionally prepare yourself to deliver a whole range of resources over multiple stages until this one is finished. We don't reveal it here just yet. Then it moves on, Hutan Pantai, temple grounds. To add the Asian flair, Hutan Pantai wants to rebuild some of the old temple grounds, keeping the aesthetics of what their ancestors once built there. And we have a lot of screenshots of that, which I'll show you guys. By the way, there are some collectibles to be found all around the region. They will be displayed in the temples as soon as they are built. We call them crop orbs because they're orbs of the crops inside, and we get a little bit of a glimpse at what some of the collectibles we'll look at, which the collectibles to me seem kind of like a step backwards. They're small and kind of hard to find, I guess, but I don't know, they're not anything terribly exciting, that's just might be my opinion. But moving forward, Riverbend Springs, the Grain Elevator Museum, which we've seen screenshots of this building before. It says, since Riverbend Springs used to be a place full of good old wooden grain elevators, there's even one left. Unfortunately, it's in pretty rough shape because it hasn't been used in a long time. And then we get some screenshots of that as well. As historic as the grain elevator itself, there are various objects of agricultural significance tucked away around Riverbend Springs. How did they get there? Well, there's a history to it. Maybe Walter can clear it up if you decide to talk to him and he happens to bring it up. As if this old stuff belongs in a museum, guess what? The old grain elevator, when renovated, will become a museum for these interesting remnants of times gone by. Then moving on, build your house too. So here's where we get a first look at construction projects that we can kind of place wherever we want. If you're looking for a new home, build one. There are some new additional farmhouses and barns available, but you cannot just buy them and place them. You have to supply the resources first, and we get a lot of screenshots of that. You want to go in? Go ahead. When the construction site is cleaned up, you can enter your new home. Maybe your multiplayer friends will want to check it out when you are brainstorming the next steps on the fields for the day. And there's a lot of cool stuff. So you can build houses and then go inside of them, which is going to be super cool to see that. in the game here, which is just honestly just fantastic. And then it says coming soon on the blog, maybe production chains or GPS or ground deformation. We'll see. Stay tuned. So that's what we got there. Now let's hop over and take a look at some screenshots. So first off, we have kind of 4 screenshots regarding the collectibles. So you see here we got one on a ship, it looks like, and you see just a little orb there to be collected. And if we move to the next one, this one says collectibles as the title of the photo, but I don't see a collectible in there. Maybe there's one hidden away. This kind of looks like it would be part of the grain mill or something to that effect. The next one we have collectibles as well here. And maybe these are, if we go back to that other one there, maybe that other one that we saw, and then this one that we have on the screen, maybe we're collecting these items, I don't know, for the museum. That might be kind of cool. So that would be a pretty cool thing to collect these historical items for the museum. And then finally, we get a image of a character, third-person view, I should note as well, getting ready to pick up one of the little collectible orbs, which is pretty cool to see that. So we get a little bit of a look into collectibles there, which is awesome. And then if we move on, we have some construction images here. The first one is just the Asia Temple. We have a look there. It looks like there's a lot to be done, a lot of buildings that haven't been built, which I think we've seen screenshots of this finished, but not kind of unbuilt like this. So we'll have to build it up, which would be kind of a fun project. And then here we get another look at the temple there. It looks like some project or some progress is being made on one of the buildings there. The next one, we kind of see probably a done image here. It looks like they've done a lot of work and they've gotten all those buildings pretty much built. The next one here is another, it's also, all these are just titled Construction Asia Temple 1 through 5 or 6 or whatever the number is of them here. But here we get a good look at the bridge and a little bit of the waterway there. And then the next one here, we move on to the grain elevator. So we have grain elevator. This is just titled Construction Grain Elevator 1. And then we move on, we get a little bit of a look inside. It looks like where they would use to kind of dump stuff off. And you can see some cones in the back blocking it off. The next one is the upstairs. We can see a little bit more of that, which is pretty cool to see. And we've seen some of this before, and it's cool that we can go inside of this thing. And then next we get kind of a look on the outside, and that looks like a finished project there. That does not look anything like, if you remember the first one. Yeah, the first one completely kind of dismantled a little bit, and this one looks nice and done and ready to be used. And then we move on here. We have construction. This one just is titled Construction 1. This looks like the playground setup where you're going to build a playground here, which is pretty cool. So you can build a playground. We've seen this on maps before, so it's nice to get another look at that. And then if we move on to the next screenshot, we have Construction Toy Maker as the title of this photo. So we see like a little toy tractor getting built here, which is cool to see that as a production. The next we have Construction Toy Maker as well. I think this is the back side of the Toy Maker shop. You can see kind of the playground up in the upper right hand corner, and where that toy tractor was is the upstairs of this building. And then moving on, we have the inside where we get a look at the upstairs there and the downstairs, so we can see the inside of the Toy Maker's place there. And then here we have a look of a person in third person there taking a look at the tractor as it's getting built. And if we move on to the next one, we have the Wagon Maker here. So we have silver shaft wagons, durability and quality construction, Riverbend Springs is what that plaque says. So we see that kind of getting produced there. And then in the background there, we see a telehandler, looks like a Manitou, delivering some planks probably to here to build this. So, that's probably going to be one of the ingredients there. Next screenshot, we have a look at a wagon that's not quite done yet. They're getting it in progress here, getting it constructed. Next one here, it's a little bit further done. They're making a little bit more progress, and we get a little bit better view of the workshop itself. And then if we move forward, we have the piano factory here, which we've seen before. We have a look at the piano completely done here, which is also awesome to see. So it's cool to see some of these kind of little construction projects and stuff like that in there, which is just, honestly, it's just really cool to see all that. And then finally, kind of the thing I think a lot of you guys are the most excited about is we have some farmhouses look here. So I'm just going in order of the way that I have the screenshots in the file, the way that they were sent over to me. So the first one here, we have a bed just kind of up in a loft, which is going to be inside of a finished one. Then next image here is probably the downstairs of that kind of log cabin place there. We see a kitchen area there. It looks nice. A lot of good detail on the inside. And then here we get a good look at the outside. We can see the outside of the house there with a nice green tin roof or something to that effect. And we can see kind of a farm in the background there. You can see this is placed here. It doesn't look natural. It looks like it was placed there. Now if we move back another one here, or move forward, I guess I should say another one, we have a look at the house in progress. And then we have another look at the house barely getting started here. And then we move forward another one. We have a silo construction here, which this is just, honestly, this is just super cool. So this is the finished product there. We can see the inside, which the inside looks epic. I would love to live in a house like that. It's just super cool. Here we get a look at the spiral staircase, a little bit of probably the front door there on the right-hand side, and a little bit of a kitchen table there. Moving forward, we have a look at the bed upstairs as well. Again, a little bit closer look at that. And then moving on from there, we have a look at another house here. This is kind of like a white, more modern house probably here. We have an inside look at like kind of the kitchen area and the living room. And then we have another look at that from a different angle with the stairs on the left-hand side. Moving forward, we have another house here. This one's also fairly modern, wood house here, a nice brown wooden house. We get a look at the inside of there. This is kind of like an upstairs little kind of common area there. We have a nice downstairs kitchen here in this screenshot. And then moving forward from there, that's everything. That is all the screenshots we get. So we have a lot of really cool looks at some different construction projects and stuff like that. But that is everything I have for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching and putting up with my hotel room recording. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.